spiritual encrypted encounters. How's everybody doing this early morning? I hope everybody's doing great. Shout out to those who follow me on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on Facebook. Those who follow my TikTok uh, short reels under Ape Cias. Hope everybody is doing great. Think that marker was making that noise, Xavier? Sorry about that. There goes that microwave going crazy again. I don't know why it's beeping. Uh, I just started my live feed. Let me check the lighting on here. There we go. This should be a good lighting right there. Hope everybody's having a great evening. As for me, I'm doing okay, hanging in there. Uh, Before I start off doing the show, I just want to say to the Corn on the Cob cult. I know how sometimes you pop up on here and I was trying to interfere in my live feed. You can say whatever you want to say. You can try to do whatever you want to do, but here I am. I'm still going strong here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on YouTube. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to continue to do my live feeds. Like I said before, if you want to blame somebody for the things that are happening to you, look yourself in the mirror and take responsibility for your actions. And that's all I have to say to you. And to anybody else that's affiliated with you. I heard of, your friend, y'all making fun of me. Uh, the one that was talking about that her brother, she lost her brother in combat and he paid the ultimate sacrifice and all this stuff, I'm still here. I believe she went through some things. She went through some things. The only thing I can tell you is this: that the Heavenly Father does protect His children, and when you try to do something bad towards the children, it goes back to you seven times fold. So in saying that, I hope there's been a lesson learned for her for coming up against God's children. I hope she changes her path in life. I'll keep her in prayer. Uh, Sometimes things like that have to happen in order for somebody to get on the right path. Or if you're dabbling in bad things, and I got my love foundation, I don't accept the negativity. It goes back to the sender. So whatever you're wishing upon me goes right back to you. But in saying that, how you doing, Jesus Carvajal? I'm just starting the live feed right off the bat, just talking about these individuals. They always try to come and interfere. I think you're kind of like the laughing stock here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. We make fun of you because you come here every night trying to attempt to interrupt my life. I'm just saying that you make all these threats. You can do this or that. You've been making threats for about over almost 2 years now, and I'm still here, going strong on YouTube and on Facebook and on TikTok. How you doing, cousin Jesus Carvajal? How you doing this evening? So in saying that, let's get down to the nitty gritty, y'all. Uh, I think as an individual said that vampires don't exist, that it's fiction and all this kind of stuff. I think that individual was making fun of Brother Josh Turner, when he was bringing in theory. Yeah, I understand that there is some people that pretend to be vampires because they're part of a little cult. They're vampires and all this stuff, but there is a certain kind of vampire. I mean, there is events throughout history where there has been people found with no blood and animals found with no blood. What could be causing something like that? people uh, being found dead in their beds. So, is there such thing as a vampire? When people think of a vampire, they think it's got to be something that's in the flesh, something with fangs, because they want to make it seem scary or something. But is there a certain kind of a being that, when a vampire attacks, right? Supposedly they convert the person over and they become vampires. But is there some kind of vampire that exists in this reality, uh, that's besides what they consider? Uh, there is things that do go for the blood. You got bats that go for the blood. You got leeches that go for the blood. Uh, Mosquitoes go for the blood, and which those are insects, right? But is there a being that is not interested in the blood? That's the thing. A being that is not interested in the blood is interested in something else. That's the question right there. Is there a being that's been here through the centuries that is not just is not focused in blood, but if it can destroy the vessel, the vessel contains everything. It contains blood, it contains this and that. But what is that certain, how should I say, being going after? So that's what this is about. Which the two things that come in mind to me is the succubus and incubus. They've been doing this for a very long time, uh, in which the main goal is to drain the person out of the spiritual energy, in which there are a form of energy, uh, succubus, incubus, demonic vampire, because they go for the energy, the spiritual energy, and they do attack at nighttime. That's when they attacks most people when they're asleep. But at nighttime is when they really come at somebody. It's nighttime when they're sleeping in bed, and that's what I want to talk about this evening. Yes, yes, Sly Walker. That's what I'm talking about. How's everybody doing this evening? That's what the topic is for tonight. Because I see somebody. Now, I understand there's people that pretend to be vampires, or they think they're vampires because they put blood out of IV and they drink blood out of IVs, thinking in their mind that there's some kind of vampires. That's just all. It's mental right there, man. I'm gonna be honest. That's mental. Those individuals have problems. They think they're vampires. Uh, but the real energy vampires that I'm talking about are the incubus and succubus. That's what I'm talking about. And they do come and attack at nighttime. Trust me. I've had some encounters. I just want to see how many people come in here before I talk about them. Thank you, Wuton Klein. Yes, but I'm just bringing this up because I've seen somebody making fun of somebody. I mean, not everything that a certain individual was saying, I believe, is true with vampires, but there is energy vampires, which they're called succubus and incubus. They do attack. They know everything about you. They attack you when you're asleep. They invade your dreams, and that's how they attack in your dreams, by making you think you're awake and you're somewhere else, and you're being distracted by this succubus, incubus, or for guys it would be a succubus, women that they're luring you. I'll share a story with y'all about that, what I'm talking about, in a moment of something that happened to me, because I was being spiritually attacked by a succubus back in like around 2012, 2011, you know. That's when I was being targeted by Succubus. So that's why I'm bringing this topic up, because there's a certain individual that said that that they're nonfiction. They're saying that they're not real. Well, I've dealt with it. Um, I've dealt with it. I even got pictures where, uh, well, the pictures that where I was getting targeted at, like bite marks and stuff like that, was like in the groin area. You know, it's like I would go to sleep. I was waking up. I had bite marks in the groin area. I had bite marks under my body, hickey-like marks around my neck, in the back of my neck. You know, something was attacking me at nighttime. You know, I wake up with scratches on my body too. So, you know, I was trying to figure out what was causing that. Satan does exist. I believe in Jesus Christ. That's what I believe in, Raymond, in Jesus Christ. For whoever wants to stay in the lobby, y'all gotta be nice, man, because I got my moderators booting up people that are coming in here acting like fools or being trolls. You will get immediately booted out. I got moderators that are here that are they're quickly to hit the button and get rid of the trolls. So if y'all want to listen and pay attention to what I have to say, you know, be respectful. Or not, you get booted out by my moderators. I'm just being, you know, I don't have nothing against nobody. You know, whether you like me or dislike me, you know, some trolls, you know, if you act good, you can stay. But if you be disrespectful or start acting a fool, my moderators will immediately boot you out of here. You know, we don't play games here in spiritually encrypted encounters, especially with trolls, which is people that can be genuine. You know, it's real here, real spiritual talk. Yeah, no corner of the cobs allowed. So I'm gonna continue with the story that I was gonna say. We got 13 people here, and that girl's that dang microwave. Every time I'm gonna talk about something dealing with a succubus or incubus, activity happens. You know. Okay, Hog Rs had attack in 2011, 2012. Sleep paralysis and shadow people. Okay. Let me go. Hey, Xavier, can you see if you can take care of that microwave? That's all right. It'll stop. Uh, yeah. Attacks in 2011, 2012. Where did these attacks happen to you? Hog, scratches, sleep paralysis, shadow people. Yeah, that's exactly how they come in that form. Uh, they they come in that form. They have the abilities. I'm gonna tell you the abilities that they have. You know, we're gonna talk about their abilities. That they just don't manifest in your dreams. They can come where you'll awake too. It's just because they're in spirit form. But if you have the spiritual gifts of discernment, you'll be able to see them. Uh, when I was fighting spiritually and I was being attacked, I remember I was in my room and I seen a shadow. You know, because my kitchen light was on, so I seen like somebody standing by my door, and I seen like somebody looking through the crack of my door. So when I opened my door, I could see something going around my cabinets where I had my ditches, and I went around there and I seen somebody closing my sliding door, and it looked like a woman, and she was just looking from the other side of the sliding door. So I went open the sliding door to see what was going on, and it was taking off real fast, you know, and it was like literally off the ground. I would say like a foot or 2 foot off the ground. You know, I was running after it, but it was moving very rapidly. You know that they this kind of speed that no matter how hard you run, you're not going to catch up to it. And even if you catch up to it, you're not going to be able to tackle it because it's in spirit form. Uh, they have abilities in that nature that they can. They don't even have to open anything. That's the thing. But they have abilities to open doors, close doors, unlock doors. They have abilities of going through the walls. They literally don't have to do all that. So just imagine something that's in disembodied form, spirit form, that has the ability to open and close doors, sliding doors. That they can enter in that form, or they can enter spiritually, like through the walls in spirit form. Yes, I helped my cousin, Jesse Carvajal. He was going through some things in that manner, and I helped him get rid of those negative attachments that he had upon him. Amen. That's right, Hogwarts. Yes. Uh, well, in that form, that's how they attach to you. It can happen while you're even at a young age. You think it's a imaginary friend, and they start becoming part of your life. Whether they're trying to be friendly to you, but the more you see them, it's kind of like I would witness something like that when I was growing up. But we're talking about succubus and incubus, because there is some that are demonic that can even manifest during the day. When I talk about vampires, the movie Blade, they say they call them the Daywalker, right? Well, there is shadow beings that manifest during the day, during when the sun is. They're out there. Where do they go, right? If they're in spirit form and they're roam Earth, they're here day and night. If you look at the short reel I created today, you're able to see something that looks freaked out from the face. I would say it was a black, like a black goat demon or something that is looking at me. When I captured that, my hairs just stood up, and I just moved the camera around, and you could see the face of something looking at me. It looks freaked out. It's all black from the face. Yeah, I created a short reel today. If y'all want to check it out after the show, or you can check it out during the show, and you can come back, check it out. I'm just to tell you, there was a guy that said, "Oh, they don't exist during the day. If they existed during the day, uh, uh, they wouldn't be alive because they're vampires." You don't believe in vampires, right? So if you don't believe in vampires, so that means you shouldn't be even believing that the sun is going to kill a vampire, right? Because you say you don't believe in vampires and making fun of people that are saying they exist, but then this guy comes out with he comes up with, well, if they existed, well, the sun would destroy them. Well, that's believing in vampires, bro. If you believe that, then you believe in vampires. Well, I'm just here to tell you that demonic entities exist around us day and night. Uh, if you look at my short reels, you're able to see them there because I capture them when I go investigate during the day. They hide in the shade. The reason they hide in the shade is because the ultraviolet rays of the sun breaks their cloak. So they're amongst us day or night, and it's kind of like you were walking. What happens is they try to drain your energy. No difference than a succubus and an incubus. You know, they go for the energy source. They drain your energy, in which you might feel weak, tired, because they drain your spiritual energy. So that's a form. If they're draining your energy, that's a form of a, how should I say, a succubus or incubus. You know, demonic beings have that ability. They have the ability to bond and possess, right? Bond and possess, control the host, control the body, in which they have full control of not just the spirit, but everything with that individual, all the organs, the blood that's running through them. They have full control of that individual when they possess somebody, and they could either leave the body or destroy the vessel. They have those abilities to do that. This microwave is bothering the hell out of me, so I might go disconnected. Let me go. Let me be right back, and y'all can write something. Let me go take care of this. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. Uh, how you doing, Runner? I know I saw it several years ago, thinking on TV where a guy went looking for one, supposedly true story, and had a picture that scared the hell out of me. Lots of teeth. How you doing, angelic spirit? So basically, that's what I'm saying. This guy was saying that they don't exist, but then he's like, well, if they existed, the sun would destroy them. Well, that's where he's wrong, because they're not here in the flesh. Hello, knock knock, McFly. Hello, McFly. They're not here in the flesh. They're here in spirit form. Anything that you can think of, put it under the category of demonic influenced. You can throw a gypsy in there, brujas, brujos, warlocks, the pharaohs. You can throw vampires, werewolves, uh, curses of mummies, and whatever you want to throw in there. They're all demonically influenced. That's 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 where they get it from. That's what they all have in common. Uh, they're out for one thing. What they're out for is, especially the suckers of Incubus. They attack. They know your fears. Uh, when they come through temptation, uh, for the guys, when they were attacking me, there was always taking me to a location in the dream where there was nothing but naked women. I'm talking about 20, 30 naked women that I would see, and they were coming at me. The women were trying to touch me and seduce me, in the dream, and I would wake up from the dream, and that's when I would have the marks on my body, like, in which to me it felt like it was a lot of succubus, like they were keeping me in that location, and when I would wake up, I was waking up with marks on my body. It happened for a while, for about a month or two, in this way, where I was getting marks all over my body, my legs, my body, my neck, everywhere, scratches, bite marks, hickey-like marks, and I was always feeling drained, like my energy was drained. Um, so it's like, I said, okay, the only way I know how to fight something that I don't understand is, uh, uh, I will see the recurring dreams. So I said, okay, the first thing I need to do is be able to move a finger or two fingers, three fingers in the dream. So I was able, as I was going to the sleep paralysis state, I was able to move a finger, two fingers, and then I said, okay, I need to be able to move a hand. So as I was in that dream state of the sleep paralysis, I was able to move my hand. So it's kind of like baby steps, right? So then I say, okay, I'm gonna train my spirit, because it's in their realm. I'm gonna train my spirit to be able to move my arm, and when I move my arm, I'm gonna wake up. So I will raise my arm, and I'll wake up, and when I wake up, my arm will be raised up like this. So I was able to come out of the sleep paralysis dream. But you have to train your senses. You have to have a strong will. That's what it's about. Not falling into the temptation that's coming at you when the succubus when the succubus is around, the incubus is around too. So if you see the succubus in the distance by the doorway or by the front of your bed, always look to your left and to your right. Train your spirit to be able to look to the left or to the right, and you'll be able to see either the incubus that's in the corner, in the edge. You'll be able to see the succubus right beside you as it's draining your energy, right? So I was able to identify what was attacking me. So then one day, I kept on training that way, and one of the things that I had was no fear. Is have no fear. Don't fall into the temptation, no matter how many naked women are coming at you in the dream. Just stay humble, maintain your faith, and place Jesus Christ first, right? Because He's the one that gives us the abilities to be able to fight this demonic entities, right? That's what they are. So one day, as I'm in the same recurring dream, all these naked women, they don't want to let me go from this location. I free myself. I jump this fence, and they're all following me, and they're trying to surround me. And I start saying, I tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. That's when I wake up. When I wake up, that the succubus is hovering over me. She's got her mouth open where she's draining my energy of my spirit. So as I see that, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, I tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. When I said that, her mouth opened up real wide, and she dispersed the little particles where I defeated her. But then outside of my home, as I was awake, I was able to hear the incubus chanting. So I started fighting against them spiritually. I went into prayer, called upon Jesus Christ and the angels, and it left. So I fought spiritually, and I was able to overcome the sleep paralysis. One of the things that I can tell you that will help you from a sleep paralysis dream: selenite. Keep selenite in your room. This is it stores energy from the sun and from the moon, but selenite will protect you, and black tourmaline. Black tourmaline will warn off anything negative, any negative energies. So I have black tourmaline and raw pieces of selenite on my windows, because that's what normally where they come through is through the windows, sometimes through the doorways. But if there's selenite and the black tourmaline on your room, that will not enter. Trust me, that will not enter. So then you'll be able to sleep well, because your room is being protected by the power source and the energy of the black tourmaline and the black and the selenite that will protect you. Another thing you can do, which I would do when I was fighting spiritually against them, place heavenly crosses on the doorways and in the windows, because that's how they enter. To protect your home, you have to keep your home blessed. And of course, you can take authority over Jesus Christ's name. I found all these other things out afterwards, dealing with the minerals. After I have fought them spiritually through prayer, through Jesus Christ, then I found out. Trust me, they were trying to come in through the room, through the window. You could hear bangings on the wall. I put a piece of black tourmaline and selenite. The banging stopped, so they couldn't attack me anymore. I have I have selenite and tourmaline all throughout my house. Put some in my son's room, and almost in every room here where I do the live videos, I have selenite, black tourmaline, all kinds of minerals for protection against any negative energies. Okay, let me read some of these comments real quick. Okay. Somebody says, every time I experience sleep paralysis, I can feel myself growing large fangs. Uh, I don't know about the fang thing. I have dream catchers over there, but those are just there for the looks. I bought them at the flea market for like 50 cents a piece. So I just put them out there as decoration. That's one thing about the Succubus and Incubus. When they attack in your dreams, it'll be in the form of like temptation sometimes, or because they're trying to find an opening, right? So, when you see all these naked women and you're one person and there's like 20 women there coming at you, that's a form of a spiritual opening of temptation that they're trying to build to leave an opening to attack you. Sometimes when you're asleep, you can't move. They get very close to you. Some of the things they like to do is tug your feet, pull your feet, or you can feel the fingers going on your body, around the bed. You can hear the noises, or you can see everything inside the room, but you're still sleeping. So it's kind of like you think you're awake again, but then the same thing happens again. Then you think you're awake again, the same thing happens again. So you could be trying to wake up for like all throughout like 7 times you think you're awake till you finally wake up. Then when you wake up, you feel tired and you forget to pray. You have to pray when you wake up after a sleep paralysis. Have to pray, man. Pray against it. Wherever's your building, you have to pray. Go into prayer and say, you're not allowed in my home. You're not allowed to attack my foundation. Leave now. I take authority over you in Jesus Christ's name. You have to take authority to send them away. Because if you don't do that, then they're going to continue to do what they're doing. You have to take authority over them. How you doing, Sister Katie Seal? I knew a SEAL, this guy named, last name was Seal, SEALE, that was stationed with me on Fort Hood. He was a tanker. He was up from, I can't remember where, is southern. I just remember which state he was from. But his last name was Seal. He was in my company as a tanker. I just can't remember his first name on top of my head. So yes, Succubus and Incubus, they're demonic beings, but they're energy, like an energy vampire, or energy demons, right? Because they drain your spirit. I seen when they were coming out of the wool line, there was a bunch of them. It can be very confusing because you got, people say, oh, there's shadow people. But what comes out at night? Right? They're coming out at night. They're coming in numbers. They're going in through the walls. They're going into people's homes. I remember when that was happening in Elms Grove, that I was warning all my neighbors about what was happening, and it's kind of like people wouldn't listen to me because I'm just like I'm awake right now. I'll be awake even then at nighttime. I've always had problems sleeping at night, so I'll see this dark shadow figures going into their homes. And in the morning, I would tell them, hey, I see something around your home. You need to pray. Put some protection around your home. So I guess people got tired of me because they said they were getting scared. So they put a complaint on me. So they told me, hey, you can't be telling them stuff. You're scaring them. And what's sad about it is that all these people that are warned, where I was seeing this dark shadow figures, you will call them succubus or incubuses, or dark shadow beings, shapeshifter skinwalkers, whatever you want to call them. This, all these people are warned. All those individuals died in their sleep. Every single one of them. They were all found dead in their beds. All the people are warned where I was seeing this dark shadow beings going. They all died in their beds within a matter of a 2 month time frame. I believe that their energy, their spirits got drained. Their energy life source got drained by the succubus incubus. And then they were all found dead in their beds. I believe they were doing that to me, but I was able to fight them. But then it attacked everybody else, and a lot of people were found dead in their beds. There was one, two, three, four, five, six people in my neighborhood that were found dead in their beds. One was found dead on the recliner. I can't remember his first name, but Seal was he was in station in Fort Hood with me. I don't know if he was in the army in Fort Hood as a tanker, he knows who I am. We were together in Bravo 132 Armor. He was in Bravo 132 Armor. If it's the same Seal with that last name that you have, I don't know if you know it's Seal. I mean, I know you get the last name, but if there's a member in that and with that you know of the family that was in the army, that was a tanker, I just can't remember his first name on top of my head because it's been so many years. He had a friend named Baker. It's just I just remember people for their last name. Seal and Baker. They always hang around together. They were Southern boys. Seal did his 4 years and got out. He's like it. They asked him if he was going to re-enlist. He was a good soldier. He said nope, and he got out. He did his 4 years and got out. Oh man, it's been so long. I just remember the last names. Yeah, they call it sleep paralysis, but sleep paralysis. Okay, I understand. Doctors call it sleep paralysis, but sleep paralysis don't make people die. you know, all those people they never said what was the cause of their death. Uh, Sleep paralysis doesn't make you wake up with bite marks in between your thighs, in your groin area, on your neck area, on your body. You know, they can't happen. If it's just sleep paralysis is a state of mind, it will be that meant that nothing else can happen to you physically. But when things are happening to you physically, then is beyond just a definition of sleep paralysis. If you're waking up with scratch marks, bite marks, and people are dying, something's got to be doing that. Yeah, they call it night terrors. Yeah, sleep paralysis, night terrors shouldn't cause scratch marks, bite marks. Like bite. Imagine waking up and you're hurting in your groin area, and freaking you got freaking bite marks in between your groin area where something bit you. Or you're waking up and you got bite marks on your chest area, neck area, hickey-like marks all over your body, and you're the only one that's in your room. You know that's impossible. So something had to be doing that, and that's how they do it. They keep you distracted in the dream world while you're distracted. That's one of the powers is people call her the sea witch, uh, or succubus, vampiristic. I'll just say demonic. They keep you preoccupied in the dream state. So as you're busy in the dream state, they're attacking your vessel, or they're keeping you busy in the dream state. They're attacking your body. So that's how some people, I believe, die in their sleep, because they get trapped in the dream state. So it's a win-win situation for them, because they collect the soul, the soul of that individual. They drain the spirit, which the body is not able to function no more. So the person dies. Yes. My brother was having sleep paralysis dreams where he said that he was waking up. It was a sleep paralysis slash sleepwalking, where sometimes you wake up from a dream and he's standing in his backyard, and I gave him some black tourmaline. I gave him some minerals to keep in his room for protection. And as far as I know, he hasn't had them no more, because I give him protection to protect his room, to keep anything negative out of his room. Yeah, I gave him some black tourmaline, selenite, some citrine, some amethyst, different minerals. I went over there to his room and I placed some heavenly crosses to protect his room, to keep any unclean spirits out of there. But as far as I know, he hasn't been having any more night terrors, or sleep paralysis anymore. Ever since I blessed him with those minerals, I'm telling you, it works. I think cousin Jesse bought some too, some minerals to protect him, uh, but they work. You know, you hear people say minerals are evil, minerals are of the devil, blah blah blah. So no, they contain the unclean spirits. You're able to fight spiritually against the unseen forces. When when I found that man that was missing, I had a piece of selenite, a selenite sword in my hand. All that time that I went on that, I have the video when I'm walking with it in my hand, and I found a truck, and they had keys in the ignition. There was a lot of. You should see that video, man, because you see that there's a lot of activity happening, and I'm saying what's happening around me. Uh, Look it up through the videos, and it's a video where do I have this sword in my, like a selenite sword, and I get my feet gets interrupted right off the bat. So if I find it, I'll tell y'all the name of the title of the video, but it's here on the Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. That day, I had there was a lot of things that surfaced up that didn't want me there. I had the selenite sword in my hand for protection, so my energy won't get drained. They were coming in numbers, a lot of activity that day, but I was able to get to, I didn't even know, it just happened that way, followed my spirits, and my spirit was guiding me to go a certain direction. I went there, and that's where I found a truck. It had the keys to the ignition, it had a wallet on the seat, uh, in which it started getting hot and heavy in there, and I left. I made it out of the woods, and I had called the cops that I located a truck. So I waited there for about 2 hours. They never showed up, and then they called me, and I told them where the location was, and they found the truck, and they discovered a body out there in that location of the man that was missing for around 2.5 months. To this day, I don't know how he passed away. All I know is I was guided spiritually to that location, and he was found and placed in holy ground, so he could, I guess, his spirit could rest in peace. Uh, the people know, uh, witches and warlocks know, and that's why some of them they see me wearing the minerals, and they say that what they say is because they know this is protection. So they'll say, "Oh, that's of the devil. This or that." Nah, that's protection. Trust me, that's protection. Another protection. There you go. There's a troll right there. He's saying crystals are evil. Take corn the cup identified cousin. Whoever's here is a moderator. We see they just popped up right now too, or they've been here. No, they just popped up right now. It's protection. He said negative energy is evil. Yes, it's good to know the word of God. And it's good to that you go to church and you're part of a common. But what if you have never been spiritually battle tested? Then you would understand what this will mean. Only somebody that fights spiritually, a spiritual warrior, has been spiritually tested, because the Heavenly Father has assigned me to fight spiritually, help people spiritually. Then you would understand. But when you're taking orders from a reverend or a preacher that might be living in sin, and he's guiding you a certain way to make you think that you're saved, that's where I beg to differ that you're saved. Fort Hood is in it's called Fort Cavazos now. It's in Texas. Yes, of course there is power in the name of Jesus Christ. You heard me say I tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. Uh, I believe in Jesus Christ. You're right, but if you've never been spiritually tested or fight these things that I'm speaking about, then you might not understand. I understand you saying that, yeah, Jesus Christ is powerful, but if sometimes there's spiritual openings that you might have, and this was this unseen forces target. You may have a spiritual opening of hatred, of anger. You may have a spiritual opening of unforgiveness, a spiritual of fear, a spiritual opening of believing in other things. All those are spiritual openings, and generational curses come for that. Not unless you're walking in a love foundation and you're truly on the right path, then of course, through a love foundation, Jesus Christ is there with you. But you would be able to understand how to fight the balance, right? Well, this is not from the devil. I'm just being honest. I'm just teaching people how to fight spiritually. Yeah, I never said I was Jim Jones. Jim Jones was supposedly a messenger of God. Look what he did with the Flavor Aid, their image. Look at Jim Baker. He was supposed to be a man of God. Look what he did. Hmm? Look what he did. I'm just being honest. It's a spiritual war, and how are you going to fight a spiritual war? Are you going to fight a spiritual war by just not not saying nothing about it, keeping quiet? How are people going to find out about the spiritual warfare if we don't talk about it? This is what this is about: is awakening my brother and sister spiritually about these unseen forces to be able to fight them. I tell them what they're about and how to fight them spiritually. Yes, is through Jesus Christ. When you type on the rebuke in Jesus Christ, that's the only way. Let me take care of this. What's going on with this shit? Yeah, it's kind of like every time I speak about this kind of things, activity happens. Yes, and we are children of God. Some are messengers of God, and I'm doing the good works. You don't see what my hat says? Firm believer in Jesus Christ. I love Jesus. You got to have a love foundation. Have a love foundation with forgiveness, because forgiveness is part of love. Uh, the love foundation is what you need to be able to fight spiritually. You can't leave any spiritual openings. Like I said, it's not everybody goes through the same path in life. But I'm just sharing my wisdom and knowledge of what I've seen and experienced. So people that might be going through something right now, they understand exactly what I'm saying because they're going through it, and I'm giving them, uh, how should I say, the spiritual remedy, how to overcome and fight spiritually what they're going through. Yes, there's a lot of things that are out there. Not just out there, but it's a spiritual warfare. There's a lot of things that are in place right now. Do you go on vacation? Do you go to the movies? Do you go drink a beer or two? Do you go shoot some pool? What's your favorite hobby? Uh, you like going to football games, baseball games? You like going fishing? There's a lot of things in place that keep you busy and preoccupied. Why? Because they don't want you to awaken spiritually. Yeah. There's, imagine. So you go to your pool. Sometimes there's beers. You get drinking. Go home, sleep, wake up with a hangover. And you're doing repeating the same thing every week, right? Or you go to pool tournaments. You're getting preoccupied. Here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, I'm coming live late at night to try to get the people that are awake, that are here, that are willing to listen to what I have to say. I stopped doing a lot of things because I seen that it was keeping me, how should I say, uh, it was keeping me distracted from knowing what the real things was going around me in the unseen spiritual war, in which I had to awaken spiritually. I fought spiritually in Elms Grove in order for me to be who I am right now. I went through some things and I learned from it. That's why I'm here, to help those that really need spiritual help. Yeah, there's a lot of distractions. I said movies is one of them. There's a lot of false things in place. The media, the news, they like to fear monger, right? Politics is another one. I don't pay attention to none of that stuff, man, because those are spiritual openings. When you see the news and there's riots and fighting, war, that could be a spiritual opening where those people that are rioting and acting a certain way on TV, they could be demonically driven, and it could come to you just by watching at it. Especially if you have a spiritual opening, it's a spiritual warfare that's happening. It's just, what are you going to do? Are you going to be deceived by the people that are affiliated with the negative side of the balance, or are you going to do something about it? You're going to stay awakened spiritually. Yeah, a lot of propaganda. Man, this microwave, let me go disconnect it. Yeah, I'm going to switch it out for the other microwave that I got. Uh, my son got a microwave, so I'm going to switch it out for that other one so it won't make the beeping noise no more. Ever since we had the tornado that went through, the microwave started malfunctioning because there was a lot of power outages. We changed out a fuse to it, but it's still making the beeping sound. It hadn't beeped all day. As soon as I start talking about Incubus and Succubus, it starts going crazy. No, he's not a god, man. Image, he's not a god. He's not a god. He's a fallen angel, man. You need to get that straight. He's a fallen angel. He's not a god. He's never been a god. We're talking about the succubus and incubus. We're talking about how they're energy vampires, or should I say, demon. Uh, they're demonic, and they can drain the energy of people during sleep paralysis, night terrors, or even sleepwalking. You know, when a person is sleepwalking in a sense of way, the succubus and incubus have full control of that person. They, in the form of a possession. So, people say, well, it's just that they're sleepwalking. Something is controlling them, right? Something has to control them to be able to be walking, and then they wake up in the yard, or wake up a block away from their home. Something has to be controlling them in order for them to be that far out, right? Imagine, imagine. I got a story for you. Oh, it's a true story. The only thing I can say is, our rest in peace, a young boy. Uh, I was at a club, and we're going home. The club had closed. We're going home, and as we're going to access road, there was a car blocking the middle of the path, and he was like just walking in front of his vehicle, back and forth. Like he was like freaked out. We didn't know what was going on. And I said, well, just let's go around him. So we are going around him, and that's when, as we are passing him up, we could hear the ambulance and stuff coming from behind us. You could see the lights that were coming. As we're passing the guy up with the phone on the side of the access road by a pillar, you could see a young boy that was just laid out there by the side of the pillar. So we went up, and we pulled up into a Taco Cabana, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. So I went home. We went home, and I was just like, my wife was in shock. I was like, I just had the image of the boy, to see the image of a young boy like that. It reminded me like of my son, when he was young. And I was like, how did somebody that young wind up? He had to, in order for him to get in that vicinity, he had to cross a main highway. He had to cross two highways to get to that side of the road, you know. And this is like 2:30 in the morning. He was being babysitted by somebody that was 18 years old, and I guess he got out of his house, walked out of his house, and the distance from his house to the highway was a good distance. He walked, man, I don't know how many blocks. He had to walk a lot of blocks. Had to get on the main highway to cross over the main highway where all the cars are going. Go over go over the center of the highway. Go to the other road where the cars are going. Then go over a pillar to get off to the road on the side where he got hit by a vehicle. No, the only question was, how did he get there? Did he get there? This boy was like, I believe they said he was 3 or 5 years old. How did he get there? Is the question. All I know is the girl that was babysitting. They got her. They put her in jail uh, for that happening to that boy. They put her in jail for that because she was supposed to be taking care of the boy. But how did he get there is a question. And that's when we come to this demonic forces. Did he get there because he just got out of his house and walked that ways to where the vehicle was at? Something guided him to get on the highway, right? He could have gone anywhere else down the street. There was a big building where they sell boots, like a plaza in that location. He could have gone anywhere, but something took him onto the main road. He's not here no more. Was he sleepwalking? Was he being guided by something? Was he something in him controlling his body to make him go that direction? You know, something something in the nature to me would happen. Because what would make a child walk all the way, like it's like half a mile to get on the highway? I do, brother Al Gore. Yeah, you know, every time I passed through that area, now it's different because they were doing construction in that area. But I always remember that boy that passed away there. You know, it's crazy, but things like that happen. You know, when you got all this 401 missing cases of children missing, how are they missing? See, I've been witnessing uh, the succubus, incubus. You want to talk dark shadow beings? Some people get offended. They said, "Don't call them demons. They're just shadow beings. They're just spirits. Don't be calling them demons." You know, if the shadow figure is telling you not to believe, I'll give you a story. If y'all want to listen, you want to hear the story of this dark shadow figure. I'll share it. Something that happened to me when I was a kid. If you want me to say the story, give me a thumbs up. I'll share it with you. Something that happened to me because I was born Catholic, raised and born Catholic, and I was attending the midnight mass. In Spanish, it's called the Misa de Gallo. It starts at midnight, the midnight mass. So I had taken a shower. It was a cold night. You know, this happened in the Rio Grande Valley. The church was called Lady of Guadalupe Church, and at that time it was in the 70s. Uh, they had openings on the side of the church where you could step out, go out instead of going down the main door. You can go out to the sides of the church to get to your vehicle. So we're sitting down, we're doing the mass, and the the priest passes with a what is it? What is it that he has? That he is it like incense or sage or something that he has that smells very strong. So he passed by me with that, and I took a whiff of that, right? So and then we go to kneeling. As we're kneeling, I feel very very dizzy. I feel like a knot in my stomach, and I feel a knot going up here like this, and I don't remember nothing. I don't remember nothing. All I know is when I woke up, there was like 6 men had me up in the air. They had took me out of the church, and I was kicking, kicking them and everything. And they started putting some anointing oil on me, and I guess holy water or olive oil, and they were saying that I was possessed or something of that nature. But I had a big lump on the back of my back, on my neck, because when I passed out, I hit the back of my neck on the bench. So I had a big knot on the back of my neck. I was just freaking out. Imagine you're waking up and you're elevated up in the air by people. You're gonna freak out. And so that's what happened to me. I just freaked out, when I woke up. So they finally put me down, and I'm out there for a little bit, and I'm in a daze from the blow I had to the back of the head. So after a while, so faith, yes. So what happened? I went back inside. We're a big family. I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters. We're 7, and it's my mom, my dad. So I'm sitting there, and I'm still feel real dizzy, and my mom's looking at me, and she said, "Go outside and go get some air," because she see me that it looked like I was gonna pass out again. So I got up, and she said, "Stand right there by the steps so I can see you." So the door's right there. She's in the edge of the bench, and she's seeing me where I'm standing, right? So I'm catching some air. I put my hands on my knees. The age I was at the time when this happened to me, I would say probably like mm, fourth grade, fifth grade. Was pretty like 9 or 10 years old. So I'm outside going in, breathing air in and out, and it's kind of fresh outside. And all of a sudden, I hear, "Hey!" And I'm looking, and I hear somebody yell, "Hey!" And I'm looking, and I'm outside. There's some trees. There's a cement block where there used to be a building, but they took the building off of it. And to the distance is a parish hall. Well, I said, I'm just imagining this, and then I hear, "Hey!" again, and when I look to the parish hall, there's a tree, and I see somebody waving their hand from behind the tree. They're telling me to go over there. So I just ignore them, and I'm just catching my air. And then I seen them walking from behind the tree. They start walking on the sidewalk, and they're walking towards me. And I was like trying to see who it is. It's dark. And they stand at the edge of the church, and they're standing where the edge and the empty building, or the building that's not there, just the concrete foundation is there. He's standing there at me. And when he's looking at me, I noticed that it's not a man. It's just a dark shadow figure. And he says to me, "You see that man that's talking in there? Don't listen to him." And he says, "You see what's up there on the wall?" Which was Jesus Christ. "Don't believe in him." That's what he told me. And then this is a dark shadow figure. It's what he's telling me. And then he says, "I'm your friend." He said, "Do you want to go see where I come from? So I'll take you where I come from." And then I just looked at him, or the shadow figure, and I said, "I believe in Jesus Christ." And when I said that, "I believe in Jesus Christ," my mom said, "Who are you talking to?" My mom was like right there. And I pointed like this, but then there was nobody in front of me anymore. And she's like, "Who are you talking to?" But she was able to see the dark shadow figure walking towards behind the tree. And she's like, "Hey, come here. Why are you talking to my son?" She's yelling. So she grabbed me by the hand, and we walked down the sidewalk. And you see the shadow figure going behind the tree. And she's like, "Don't hide from me. I know you're behind that tree. I seen you go behind that tree." As we're getting closer and closer. And she's got me by the hand. And then as we go behind the tree, there's nobody there. And it's like my mom's like, "Okay, they probably ran somewhere when we were coming behind the tree." So we went around the parish hall. She was looking in the in the barrels for the trashes. She looked behind the AC unit that was beside the parish hall. We walked the whole quad of the church, the whole block. Nothing. When we got back to where I was standing, my mother said, "Holy Mary, Mother of God." That's what she said. "Ay María Purísima." That's what she said in Spanish. Uh, so, for all these ladies that get offended because I say that these shadow figures are demonic, or because I have my reasons to say why they are demonic. So don't come at me with hurt feelings because I've experienced and I know what they're about. That's why we have a lot of missing children. Imagine a child that doesn't know Jesus Christ too well, and they say, "Hey, come, I'll take you to where I live," and they follow, and they get taken to a different dimension. I believe that's why we have a lot of missing children. They disappear from the face of the earth. That they're never found because they're taken somewhere else. When people say, "Oh, I have a family of shadow beings. I mean, when they say they have a family of Bigfoots, you look at it and you're like, well, that's something blurry. I said, but I'm more sure they're seeing something, right? Or they look at something, they place a picture of something, it looks like a shadow. Well, it's not shadow people. It's not your friends or your family. Trust me, they're demonic in nature, and the only thing they want you to do is to believe in them, trust in them, so they can freaking attack you. They're trying to befriend you, trying to act friendly with you, because then you have the spiritual opening of belief that you're believing that you're friends, and then they attack you because they're demonics. They're demons, and they attack you spiritually. That's what their goal is. That's what they do. When you hear about the Bigfoots and all that, that's what they do. That's what they are. Demons. Uh, I'm just sharing my stories with y'all. I don't want to go too much out of topic, and I know there's a lot of people that get offended with what I said, but that's my spiritual truth and my spiritual experiences of what I know, what they really are. I'm just being honest with you guys. So when you hear all these people trying to BS you, I'm not going to BS you, man. I'm going to tell you straight up what they are, and that's why I'm here. I'll share my experiences and my stories with you, so you can understand how dangerous they really are. But brother, who was the one that was here earlier? If they're still here, what was his name? Somebody talking about placing Jesus Christ first. I don't know, whatever. The image, if the image is still here, uh, yeah, you have to have your faith and believe in Jesus Christ. Uh, I was only 9, and I believed in Jesus Christ. When the dark shadow figure is telling me not to believe in what the priest is saying, and not to believe in Jesus Christ. When he said Jesus Christ, that was it. That's when this little spiritual warrior came out, because I've always said have faith and believe in Jesus Christ. That's when I said what I said, and it took off when I said Jesus Christ. So it was already fleeing away from me when my mom seen it. No difference than when I go and investigate and I catch them on camera, on video. The reason I do that is so people could be aware that they're around us even during the day. So for that guy that says that this vampires don't exist, well, succubus, incubus, they drain energy, so they're like a form of a vampire, but they're demonic, right? Uh, they exist during the day, during the daylight. How? Because I got proof here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, the show reels that I create. You could see them in the photos. So the manifestations they take are pretty nasty, pretty ugly. Because they take the beastly form. So you could see it, like the one I did today looks like some kind of goat. It looks like a goat, but it's all black, like a black goat, but it's not a goat. It just looks like I guess it's demonic. So his face looks weird. Uh, the show reel I created today. So in order for me to uh, to say my stories, for anything you have to have proof. So I got the spiritual proof because I capture them when they're in disembodied form. For some reason or another, the camera is able to capture them, but they try their best to hide, in which they cause all kinds of how should I say, magnetic interference. But I'm still able to capture them, uh, in because they can manifest like for a second or 2 second or second, even lesser than a second, but then they fade off, they disappear. But I'm still able to capture them. Yeah, they're demons, demonic. Yes, Lord Walker, they are. That one's called a Hat Man. What they call a Hat Man. I've witnessed him. Some people say he's a time traveler. Some people say he's Jack the Ripper. Some people say he's a Nosferatu. He's got red eyes. He has a cape. Some people say he's Nosferatu. Uh, he's a soul collector. He appears. He appears. Dark shadow figures appears. Hellhounds appear. Uh, when there's death that's going to happen, that's when they appear. When there's a soul to collect, so they're a form of soul collectors. That's when they appear. So if you see one and you're seeing it, it's like, well, something's fixing to happen. So what do? Go into prayer, man. That's all I can tell you. The one that chased me, I can say the story to that. If y'all want to hear it, I can share it. It's a personal story because something happened in my life. But I had an encounter with the Hat Man. He was like pretty tall. Yes, I've always been able to see spiritually, so I see what anything that's in the spirit around. I can tell, I can see it for what it is. Whether it's that Hat Man, a Hellhound, a shapeshifter, skinwalker, shadow being, uh, something in the manifestation of a dogman, Bigfoot, unclean spirits in a person that's being bonded or is being possessed. I'm able to see what's possessing the person. Uh, Spirits that need help to cross over, they come to me, and I've assisted them spiritually when they come to me. Call upon the heavenly light to cross them over. But yes, I have the capability. It's always been like this all my life. My cousin Jesus Carvajal, I don't know if he's still here or not right now, but he knows because when I would tell him certain things, at first he wouldn't believe me, but then he went into some things with me. Then he like he just put it this way, he was drinking that day. When he seen what he seen, he sobered up real quick. So this gift has always been with me. Uh, it's kind of like I couldn't say too many things to many people because uh, it's my mother. She just, I guess, didn't want me to say many things to many people because I could help out people back then if I wanted to. But I got to listen to my parents. So it's kind of like she didn't want me to say too many things about a lot of things. But that the gift has always been with me since I was a kid. To be able to, it's been like this all my life. Doesn't matter where I'm at, whose house that I'm at, a location that I'm at, whether I was in the army, uh, wherever I've been through my life, I always sing the things that are around spiritually. Well, if they're ignorant, you mean as they don't believe in Jesus Christ? Well, if they don't believe in Jesus Christ, then more likely the demons has domain over them already because they're being bonded, which they're not able to use the spiritual gifts to sense. So for them to say they don't believe in Jesus Christ or they never see nothing in their lives, most likely they're spiritually bonded. They got them bonded. You know. That's why I created the short reel so people could check it out. There was some people. I think Brother Josh Turner at one point in time, when I would place my pictures, he said he wouldn't see nothing and all this, but after a while, he started seeing the things that are there, and he's like, "Hey, there's something here for sure." So then he hears my stories. He knows that I'm legit. So I'll do the podcast with him on Fridays, even though we might see some things differently. But I believe that he does believe in Jesus Christ. He's trying to do his works of what he does in his podcast, sharing all the stories from other people and stuff like that, and shares his wisdom and knowledge. The wisdom and knowledge that I got is all spiritual. I'm not looking into the past. It's my relationship I have with Jesus Christ that I'm able to talk to you all the way I do, and to give you the spiritual insight of these things. Yeah. Uh, that's what you should have done at that time, Sly Walker, is take authority over it. Some holy water or something pure like olive oil. This pure holy water, salt with holy water. Place heavenly crosses on your room or in your home or apartment, on the windows and the doorways, and take authority over it and say, hey, welcome here. This is where I live now. Leave. You're not welcome here. And you say, I type on the rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. You can call upon the Heavenly Father to send his heavenly angels, Holy Spirit, to do a clean sweep of your apartment or home. And whatever's there has to leave. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm just talking. This is just out of the blue. I tell people to contact me if they want to be my guest, they want to share something with me, and we can go with that. But it's got to be, we do it here live through, they will have to let me know ahead of time. So like that, I can send them an invite through Messenger to join me here on YouTube. Appreciate it, Ram 69. Yeah, one day I will. Uh, when that right time comes. It's just people have to be comfortable to be able to speak of what they're going through without thinking that anybody's gonna make fun of them. Because that's what normally happens when people are going through something other people might not understand because they're not going through it. When I was going through what I was going through in Elms Grove, my family members didn't understand what I was going through. They were saying, "Oh, just in your imagination and all this." Then my sister that was living with me, she wouldn't at one point in time wasn't believing what I was saying until she started experiencing on her own. That's when she found out that I was saying the truth. She's the one that came out on the show with me on Terror in the Woods season 3 episode 2. Something is out there. You can find it on the Travel Channel. It's in all over the place. My sister was there. She witnessed, and after I left, that I moved to Temple, she was experiencing the things that I was experiencing, in which she was happy to leave when she finally left. I paid that mobile home off, and I didn't want to do nothing with it, man. Because that area was pretty bad. But yes, she's the one that came out on the episode with me. This Terror in the Woods season 3 episode 2. It's called Something Is Out There. Oh no, there's something out there. Uh, what are you talking about? Who's this little guy? They just popped up out of nowhere. I don't know who they are. It says, firm believer in Jesus Christ. FBI. I love Jesus. That's the hat I have today. I put it on for today. Oh, the dream catcher that's over there. There's two of them. But those dream catchers, I bought them at the flea market for like, they're pretty big. Well, good size, 50 cents a piece. No, I put them out there just for decoration. hmm I have one outside with chimes, and that one's got like a face of a wolf. I was getting a lot of activity outside in the front yard. So ever since I placed that dream catcher out there in the front yard, I don't even know it's still there, honestly, tell you the truth. Ever since that tornado passed by, I don't even know it's still up. I would have to check. The winds were so strong that I don't even know if the dream catcher's still there. I haven't checked. So what story? I know I was going to share a story with y'all, and I said if y'all want to listen to it, and it was still. I was going to try to keep it about shapeshifter. I mean about shadow figures. That's what I was trying to keep this show about. Um, of the, because I see them in different forms. The shapeshifter. They are demonic. I've seen them in the form of the djinn when I was out there in combat. They're like shadow figures, but they're the djinn out there. And in the Muslim world, they're called the djinn. They're shadow figures, and they have the ability to possess people. The djinn, uh, and that's what they do. So when they say the jinn is just over there, well, if they're demonic in nature, they're everywhere. They're not just over there; they're everywhere. They're here. We see them through shapeshifters and skinwalkers because they take that form also. But they look when they manifest as something, they look like an animal, or they look like a native, or something beastly. Um, and they can take a long manifestation. I follow one a good distance. Just put it that way. Yeah, but we're talking about succubus, incubus, anything dealing with dark shadow figures. We talk about sleep paralysis. We talked about night terrors, how they attack in spirit. Ever see them take form of others? Yeah, they take many forms. They can take a form of you. They can take a form of me. They can mimic your voice, my voice. They can read your mind. They know everything about you. Spirits going into the spirit, so they know exactly what you've been through your life. So they can, if you have a loved one that's deceased, even if you lost them 15 years ago, they can take that form and pretend to be them. That's what they do. So that's what I say to you is, yes, skinwalkers, they do that. That's what I say to you is you have to maintain a love foundation because through the spiritual gifts of the discernment, you're able to see for what it truly is. That's one thing about that I've seen. The shapeshifters, skinwalkers, and the djinn, they have a yellowish uh, glow in their eyes. That's like you can tell. That's how you can tell. You can distinguish them from a regular person to their true form. Uh, I know I talked about a story about the shapeshifter skinwalker, but I'm trying to keep it here, dealing with the shapeshifter. I mean, with dark shadow beings. So I shared the story about the church. What happened to me? Where I say what they are. I've seen them in up in Lubbock, Texas. Um, we used to work in the we was migrant workers, and we work in the field in the cotton, where our job was to take the weeds out of the rows, so it wouldn't kill the cotton. That was our job. So when I'd be working out there during the day, there were some places, locations where there was old forts from the military when they were on the horse regiments, and I could see the shadow figures there, uh, underneath the trees, going into the old forts. I could see the shadow figures. I believe there might have been shapeshifter skinwalkers. I could see them. Like I said, I've always been. Sometimes I could see them in the field, where we're working. But there was one evening where I started seeing them coming to our house. The first one I seen by our home, because we live in a ranch, and at the ranch, there's nothing but fields around us. The There was railroad tracks further up and a highway. The first shadow figure I seen was by a pole, and the pole had a light, and he was standing right by the pole, pretty big, pretty tall. And I was looking at it, and I was like, "What is that?" Then one evening, I heard my mom talking to somebody through the window, and I recognized the voice, and I was like, "There's no way that could be this person, because this person is dead." The voice that I heard was my grandfather's voice. So when she stopped talking to whatever was manifesting to be like my grandfather, I asked her, "Hey, what is that was her grandpa? What did it, you heard it too?" I said, "What did it want?" And she said, "Well, he told me to be careful for the next 2 to 3 months because something might happen." You know, so if he was warning her of something, maybe it might have been my grandpa, because he was warning her to be careful because something can happen within the next 2 3 months. Um, so the things that we started seeing was a lot of demonic activity. Uh, I started seeing them one time all around the home, because we had pine trees all the way around the ranch. It was our house, and then behind was the main place where our boss kept his tractors, and it was his what do you call it? His barn. It was a big old steel metal barn. And one evening, I seen the tall one, and then I seen a bunch of them by the tree line, by the pine trees standing. They were all tall, and they all had red eyes, and they were. And I went to this room where we had a lot of windows, and I could see them all around the house, the ranch house. It was a lot of them. I could only see the red eyes, and because they were shadow form, but they were big. And when you talk about Sasquatch big, well, that's what I seen. Something big with red eyes. There was a bunch of them. I told my mother, "Hey, there's something there. There's something outside. They have red eyes." She didn't believe me at first, and till she seen them, you know. And I took her to the other room, and I showed her where they were at. She could see nothing but red eyes all around, and because that day my mother and father were arguing. So let's say, when there's argument and stuff like that, bad things come. So they came in numbers. And when you talk about the Legion, the love, where there's people arguing, or there's something happening in that nature, that's what they love, that's what they live on, that's what they thrive on. So what was the target? Was the whole family, right? So my mom goes into prayer. uh, I'm praying, and they get so close to our house that they're looking through the windows, and they're big, massive. You can just It's kind of like they're trying to see if they can enter through the fear factor. You know, that you're seeing them looking through the windows, and those windows were pretty big. They're all around the house, and the only thing you could see is the red eyes and the big silhouette. So they're looking through the windows, and my mom's telling us to stay away from the windows. You know, and you're hearing all kinds of noises outside. So we just keep on praying. Next thing you don't see them no more, right? You don't see them no more. So my mom said they're gone. They're not here no more. Go to sleep. So I go to sleep. Well, I'm having this dream that I was falling in a hole, and I can hit the bottom like a whale, right? And next thing you know, I imagine it's something soft when I finally hit the bottom, and I bounce. In the dream, I bounce. So when I wake up, I feel something pushing my face, and I'm thinking that I fell off the bed. When I wake up, as I'm opening my eyes, I feel like something's pressing on my face. When I open my eyes, I see my brother below me. My brother sees me up. I'm elevated in the air. I'm elevated to the ceiling. I'm on the ceiling, elevated with my face pressing on the ceiling. My brother jumps off the bed. I see my brother running out of the bed. My brother was like 11 years old at the time. Me, I was 15. My Yeah, he was 11. I was 15, and my brother takes off running, and he's scared. And he tells mom something's happening, something's happening. And next thing you know, it's like they let go of me, and I fall all the way to the ground. Whatever was elevating me up in the air dropped me, and I fell to the ground. It's kind of like they were trying to take me, you know. Um, my mom found me on the ground, and it's like, "You okay? Okay, I'm okay." And I just did the sign of the cross again, and prayed a little bit more. But yes, uh, because I was fighting against it spiritually, so they took it personal. They're trying to eliminate, I guess, the people that have the faith, right? The people that are being the obstacle, the barrier, because they go to prayer in true faith, and they're protecting the people within the household. So that's why they're trying to eliminate me. Uh, but after experiencing that, seeing how big they are, I wasn't afraid of them, because I know that when you type out in Jesus Christ's name, they'll flee. So I went through the experience. It was a bunch of them. My brothers and sisters remember this thing's happening. There were a lot of them. They were huge, but uh, what can take us or can break us is just going to make us stronger. That's why I created this group, because I wanna speak the truth. I want to speak the truth of what they really are. You got a lot of people, man, that are deceiving people, saying that they're Bigfoots. Uh, they're not Bigfoots. There are demons. That's a manifestation they take. They take the beastly manifestation for the belief factor and the fear factor. I'm just letting you know. I have nothing against any community of what they believe in, but I'm just sharing my spiritual wisdom and knowledge of what they really are. I mean, they went into our house. They found a way in, even though we were praying. I mean, my parents didn't take the measures what I would take now that I've grown spiritually, to place heavenly crosses to protect inside the home. Man, they would do that at one point in time. But when you see that many demonic figures around your home, and they're huge, we call them bulto negros, which means big dark shadows, big bultos. They have to be as tall as they were, 12 to 13 foot tall, very wide, You just see the big old red eyes. When people talk about the Mothman with red eyes, let's talk about some of the things that have red eyes, in the spiritual realm. So they say the Mothman has red eyes. They say Bigfoot has red eyes. They say that some of the dogmen have red eyes. A hellhound has red eyes. The hat man has red eyes. Uh, what other beings? The demon I seen when I was the story I said yesterday. It had red eyes. Uh, that's letting you know right there by itself. The color red, demonic in nature. Uh, I don't know. I'm new to this here on YouTube. Uh, I don't mind conversating with people, but in order for that, I don't know how to operate this to be able to take calls. I think through here, through YouTube, I'm able to add somebody to it. I don't know, but yes, I wouldn't mind hearing other people's stories and experiences. I just share what I've been through, and because I hear a lot of stories of a lot of people, but I could relate to it. But the way I relate to it is when I hear their stories. Some of these podcasters they lead them to think it's a Bigfoot. They lead them to believe it's a dog man, right? Because they're trying to keep to that narrative. But that's not what I see. When I'm hearing the story, especially when in the stories they say that they disappeared, or they say that it smelled like sulfur, or it smelled like pestilence. That's telling you that they're demonic in nature. Yeah, I mean, let me see what the capabilities I got here. It's like I really know all the capabilities here of what I can do or what I can't do. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having a guest. Somebody wants to share their story, but we'll go with it. You know, they just got to let me know ahead of time who wants to be the guest for the night. I don't know I think on here I might be only one guest that I can have here through YouTube. I do got StreamYard. Yeah, no trolls allowed. Trolls are not welcome. You seen the threats from the corn on the cob, from the corn on the cob trolls? What they were saying to me yesterday that the corn on the cob guy that he was going to work hard to try to get my group eliminated, like taken off from YouTube. That's a threat that I was getting yesterday. They can try, but I know if Jesus Christ is protecting me and allowing me to do this, I will continue to do this. Uh, he's not going to stop me. And if something were to happen, I can always rebuild. That's no problem. But he's mad because I have people that are listening, that are understanding where I'm coming from with this. That and yeah, but I don't mind having somebody here. Somebody wants to be the guest of the night. I can have a guest every night. So you just got to let me know through Messenger who wants to be the guest for the night. HCS, I'm on Facebook. You can send me your friend request. I'll add you. And whenever you want to come live, if you don't mind doing a live at nighttime, we'll do it. For the night owls that are here. Because I've seen some of the stories, some of the comments here of what people are saying, they can relate to me. What I'm saying is the truth because they've been through it. Yeah, but no corn in the cobs allowed. No corn in the cobs allowed here. No, I'm saying the Bigfoot is demonic in nature. So if it's demonic in nature, they're not here in the flesh. They're demons. That's a manifestation that they take. That's why there's no bodies or anyone. None of there's no one I captured that showed finding Bigfoot. Never found Bigfoot because he don't exist. But the only thing that exists is people pretending to be Bigfoot, people in costumes, making those videos on YouTube and TikTok that spotted a Bigfoot, and there's a lot of AI Bigfoots that they were being made by AI. Yeah, they're disembodied Nephilim. Not they're not Nephilim, but Nephilim are destroyed. They're disembodied Nephilim, which means the Nephilim are demonic. Disembodied means spirit. So that's why you hear it all the time. You know, for those that do listen to that are believe in Bigfoot in some kind of way or another, you hear all the time where some of these guys say that they shot Bigfoot, but the bullets went right through it. That they would just sit in the trees behind Bigfoot, and then the Bigfoot disappeared or he walked into a tree. You know, because it's not something in the flesh is not going to be able to do that. You know, if it's something in the flesh, it's going to get killed. If it's something in the flesh, it's not going to be able to go to the tree. But something that's disembodied, a spirit form, can do that. Disembodied spirits. If Corn on the Cob is here, I'm just gonna tell you, man. If you're seeing things around you, you're seeing the shadow figures, and they're manifesting and show themselves to you because they see a spiritual opening in you. They're seeing a spiritual opening in you, and they want you to believe in what you're seeing. Why are they doing that? To bond you, possibly possess you, or attack you, or destroy you. When they're coming in numbers, that's what they're. It's a spiritual hit. They're coming at you for a reason that way. That's why I tell you, man, you need to change your ways. Can't be doing the negative stuff that you do because that's just a spiritual opening for them to attach on you more, to have a stronger hold on you. And eventually, if you don't change your ways, they will get what they want. You're welcome. A lot of the Wiccans, they worship Mother Nature. You know, that's what they're worshiping. These dark shadow beings, anything that's within the woods, that's what they're worshiping. Elementals, uh, you're doing the spells, witchcraft and necromancy. That's all demonic. No, Wicca is a witch. Uh, those are that's what they're worshiping. The things that are in the woods. There is portals out there, especially they're worshiping near by the lakes and by the creeks. There's a lot of limestone. For those who know, limestone it has a lot of energy, and when there's a lot of paranormal activity near lakes and creeks or areas that the foundation is limestone, you're going to catch a lot of paranormal activity. That location in the desert, was it? I seen a show where they want to go do a thing in the desert in Arizona, like an old saloon place. There's a lot of activity here. Well, the activity that they were getting from was not the locations of where the buildings were. The reason they were getting activity is because all that area, you look at the ground, is limestone. That's why they were catching a lot of activity because of the limestone. Spirits manifest from that, from the limestone. If you have equipment, your equipment's going to go off crazy because of the energy of the limestone. Uh, if there's something very uh, demonic in the area because it's getting the energy from the limestone and the water that's flowing through the creek, it has the ability to destroy your equipment, crack your lenses, make your batteries blow up. I mean, literally blow up, like from your cell phone, blow up. It'll do that. Water is a source of energy. No, those are the things that people don't look at. You know, that when they go out there and investigate, or they're like, oh, I got something on something's here. There's something here, but look at the ground. Look at the if you're near a creek, a water source, or look if it's the foundation is limestone. You know, all that produces some kind of energy in which your equipment is going to go off, but it's because of the energy source that's there. Well, if that's what they're worshiping, if that's what they're worshiping and believing in, what do you think? Like a pro, if that's what they're worshiping, that's what they're believing in. They're doing casting spells and stuff. What do you think they're believing in? It's a answer within your question. Oh yeah. When we're talking about running water, we're gonna talk about the Llorona. She's a and you see when she manifests, there's a running water. There's either a creek, a lake, where there's any source of water, the Llorona appears. Get it? A source of water is energy, but what else is within the creeks and within the lakes? Limestone. So that's where she manifests. Oh yeah. If you look at some of my videos, I go like this, and when my hairs are standing up, when there's something beside me or around me, people say, "Well, Brother HC has don't know what he's talking about. He's just going investigating during the day. We go at night. I've been out there at night. I know what's out there at night, but you can't catch nothing on camera at nighttime." Well, we got night vision. What's night vision going to catch? A fox, a rat, something that's got a source of energy. A freaking spirit or something demonic doesn't have a source of energy. It's going to be, because it's a spirit, so it's just going to be black, like a black shadow. But you're not going to capture a demon that's showing some kind of energy, because the only thing that a night vision or nuclear thermal sights have is for something that's alive. So you're not going to be able to capture something that's a spirit or something that's demonic. I go during the day because I can capture them during the day, because the ultraviolet rays of the sun breaks their, should I say, gives them some color to show their form. The rays of the sun breaks their form. You remember the rays of the sun, or the, should I say, the rainbow? No, it's like an ultraviolet rays, it's like a rainbow. That was the promise from the Heavenly Father that He wouldn't flood the earth again. Well, that rainbow is done good for me. The ultraviolet rays of the sun, it breaks it shows me the disembodied Nephilim or whatever's around me spiritually. It breaks They're disembodied form, and I'm able to see them. It gives them color. So I'm able to capture it on camera that way. That's why I make the videos during the day. And you see that you can literally tell how they look. You should check out that the short reel I created yesterday. It's only like a minute long. You see one that looks weird. It's a mixture of I don't know, like these demonic beings, Nephilim. They manifest to look weird. It looks like a goat, ram, demon. It looks freaked out from the face. The short reel I created yesterday, you should check it out. And then there's some other ones in the background, and it's on that short reel. Well, yes, they can manifest. They can manifest. Listen to what I'm saying. Manifest means they can take the appearance to look human. They can take the appearance to look beastly or like an animal. But just because you're seeing an appearance, you know, it doesn't mean that it's real in the flesh. That's why you put it to the spiritual test. You say, if you're seeing a werewolf, people call them lycanthropes, uh, people call them dogmen. Put it to the spiritual test. Say, I type binary rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. If it disappears, there's like a puff of smoke or it leaves a pestilent smell, and it just disappears when you say I type binary rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, then you know that you're dealing with something that's demonic, that is a manifestation, because something in the flesh is not going to disappear like that. Even if it's a Bigfoot, put it to the spiritual test. I can tell you because I had a close call with one that is demonic. Went right through me. When it went right through me, I started feeling like the form of a possession, right? Because I think the Bigfoot are many demons to make a big Bigfoot. It's demonized, where it's demons. So I had to go into prayer. I had to call upon Jesus Christ to assist me spiritually because it felt that I was being demonized. And I fought and fought for about, 30, 45 minutes till they left. And I had to fight to protect my foundation. I'm just letting you know that of what I've witnessed, of what they are. They're demons. Yeah. The manifestations, I've seen some take a form for about, man, when they take a manifestation for like about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, up to a minute, is because they want you to believe in what you're saying. They want you to believe that they're real because of the belief factor. So you're thinking, okay, I'm seeing a Bigfoot and it's 100% legit, it's real, right? Because you've seen it. That's the opening it uses because you're believing it's real. So if the Bigfoot is a demon, then it's got a spiritual opening to attack you spiritually because you're already believing in the demon. That's how demons play people. They take appearances of the Bigfoots, Dogmans, Mothman, all these different kind of cryptids, or in the paranormal community, all kinds of different manifestations of ghosts that they can take to try to get you to believe it's them, what you're seeing, so they can have the spiritual opening on you and attack you spiritually. That's what they do. Uh, there's a lot of people that are being bonded right now as I speak in the Bigfoot community. In the cryptid community, a lot of people, not just the Bigfoot, cryptids itself. There's a lot of people that are being bonded because they're believing in all that. So the demons have them where they want them. Have them controlled like puppets. They got them, and at any given time that they want, they can take them out. But if they got used for them, in which, so okay, continue to spread that Bigfoot is real, so we can have more souls or have control over more people. That's what they do. But once they find no use in that individual, they take them out. Why do they take them out? Because they're just out for one thing, to collect the soul. And the people spend all their lifetime believing in them, that they forget to believe in Jesus Christ. So it's a win-win situation for them. And believing in those things is like a form of idolism, right? You see it where people have the statue of Bigfoot's, statue of or statues or figurines of Bigfoots and Dogman and all that. It's a form of idolism. So right, form of idolism. Bonded is a form of possession. Bonded means that they're controlling your senses. They're controlling the way you think, and it's said that the little voice that tells you keep on talking about Bigfoot and letting all the people know about it. Make your conventions about Bigfoot, right? And there's a lot of followers of that, right? People of the woods, and some of those followers, they're really people that are in cults. They're people they know what's in the woods, right? They're witches, warlocks that believe in other things. So they're just going with the flow of things. So okay, well, this is a good place to be at, you know. Or in paranormal, you got the same thing. You got witches, warlocks. They go with the paranormal. They're trying to see, okay, there's a sucker here, there's a sucker here, there's a sucker here. We can do this to this person through witching spells. They're seeing who's going to be the next victim that they're going to cast a spell on them or something, right? Sorry to hear that, Alex. Uh, at this time, I would like to place heavenly spiritual crosses on you from head to toe. We're placing heavenly spiritual crosses on your vehicle, in your home, on the doorways and the windows. At this time, we tie, bind, and rebuke whatever's around you, trying to affect you spiritually. We call upon Jesus Christ to send his heavenly angels and the Holy Spirit to do a clean sweep in your personal foundation and in your home. We tie, bind, and we take an authority over the demonic entities that are around you. We tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. Through Jesus Christ, we tie, bind, and rebuke you. Leave Brother Alex Carvajal alone. You're not welcome there. He's making a spiritual stance against y'all. Leave at this time. You're not welcome there. Amen. I pray for you, brother. We pray for you, and you should have positive results. Pray for you in true faith and believe in Jesus Christ, so you should have positive results at your house. Well, they're gone. They're afraid when you bring Jesus Christ into the picture. You should feel a difference by now. Because when you call upon Jesus Christ and the heavenly angels, it's very swift. They'll do a clean sweep, and wherever you're feeling something, you can go to the area. Look, go to the area that you were feeling something, and you're not going to feel it there no more. What you're going to feel is peace and the heavenly presence of the Holy Spirit, the angels, and the Heavenly Father. You're not going to feel the negativity no more. Just remember, no fear, because that's a spiritual opening. Jesus Christ is at work. Whatever was there is gone. Yeah, we're all children of God. We're greater than them. They're fallen. Their fate is sealed. Don't give them power through fear. Just remember, Jesus Christ is with you. Call upon Jesus Christ to assist you spiritually. But we already prayed, and they're doing a clean sweep through your household, and whatever's there is gone. Then this is why I created this group of spiritually encrypted encounters. All throughout my life, I've been told don't do this, don't say this, don't think this way, don't do this thing. But I've always been this person that has love for everybody. They try to teach me tough love. You can't take nothing from nobody. If somebody comes at you, you got to do this. You got to be this way. Women are going to see you as weak because you have love in your heart. You have to be this way. You have to be an hombre. You have to be tough. I just follow my heart, and my heart is about love. My heart is about loving all my brothers and sisters. So I said, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be I'm going to follow my spirit and be who I'm meant to be spiritually. And this is who I am. Uh, just because I'm like this, I went through a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of spiritual tests because they didn't want me to be spiritual Abe. They wanted me to go a whole different route. Just by the stories that I'm telling you, negativity want me to go a whole different route. But I'm gonna take my faith and believe in Jesus Christ. And here I am, spiritual Abe. No matter, that the dark shadow being I was telling you about, was telling me don't believe in the preacher, don't believe in Jesus Christ. I don't told them where I stood with Jesus Christ. When the demons surfaced up in the manifestation of a friend of mine, he looked like him, that it was telling me, I know what your path you're on, but in my path, you can have anything you want. You can be the richest man in the world, but you got to follow my path. And I said to it, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. He got pissed off. Started moving real fast, telling me he could change form. When he passed it there, he said he could change into a form of a lion. And he was is like manifesting because I was in prayer. And he was trying to, he couldn't overcome the prayer, especially the deliverance prayer. And he said, I can't win right now, but there's going to be a day that God, it was like this. I cannot win right now. There's going to be a day God is not going to be with you. I'm going to be there. But he was moving real fast. That's the way he was talking because and he took like 2-3 steps, vanished. Puff of white smoke, smelled like sulfur. Him and the bike he was riding disappeared. It was like, now I had already been fighting spiritually, but that was one of the first spiritual battles that I fought against a demon, and I overcame it through Jesus Christ. It's when I was 15 years old. You don't see me here asking for donations or anything because of that. Because of that. Because of that. Yeah. I'm happy. This is my comfort zone. This is uh, when people experience something and they don't know how to handle it. I handle it with love. I'm not afraid, and I'm happy to handle it with love. No matter what the manifestation is, or whatever they take, or however they come at me, I'm going to overcome it through Jesus Christ. When you find that heavenly love through the spiritual good discernments, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. And who was that? Lion King. I laugh at the face of fear, or something like that. When you've been through, when you fight spiritual in your life, well, yeah, you just are like, here we go again, and just give them a little smile because you're battling. It's not your first rodeo. You've been through it, so you know exactly what to do to overcome it. Yeah, there's times that I was sing also to the Heavenly Father Jesus Christ when all this activity is happening around me. Start singing to Jesus Christ, and they hate that. They get pissed off, and I call upon Jesus Christ, singing to Him, praising Him. They dislike that because I'm worshiping Jesus Christ. They dislike when you're going to prayer, when you call upon Jesus Christ to assist you, call upon the heavenly angels, but they hate that, because they're about hate. That's what they are. There's no love in them, for all these people trying to protect Bigfoots and Dogmen that are really demons. You're not protecting them. You're not protecting them because they already got you where they're actually deceiving you. So they got you where they want you. They're getting what they want. You hear where the people go put food out there. They're like, oh, I think the Bigfoot had the apple. I think the Bigfoot took the bread. I think the Bigfoot took the bread. There's other critters out there, for God's sake. They'll take the food. You got possums. You got raccoons. You got all these other critters out there that'll take it. But that's a form of possession. They're like, oh, the Bigfoot left me a present. I seen one where a lady said she had a handprint of a Bigfoot, and then somebody told her if she could take a picture of her hand. She took a picture of her hand. It was the same hand of the hand that she said it was a Bigfoot. That's a form of possession. That's because they're being controlled, right? So they're gonna do the deeds because they're being used to do the works because they want people to believe that they're real, but they're actually demonic. Yeah, I've heard interdimensional, but they're no. So I'm sorry, man. Look, I tied bound and rebuked in Jesus Christ's name. They disappeared. The Bigfoot disappeared. That I tied bound and rebuked in Jesus Christ. Now it vanished and it left a pestilent smell. That's what it left. Which means that they're demonic. Why would it disappear if I say I tied bound and rebuked in Jesus Christ's name? Interdimensional, you're talking about aliens and that kind of stuff. Same thing, they fall in the same category. A tie banner rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, guess what? They're gone, disappear. Because I can see right through them. Like I know what they are. So I do the spiritual test and I tie banner rebuke in Jesus Christ's name and they flee. Because when I say it, I'm not saying it in true faith and true belief in Jesus Christ. Put it to the test, man. If you see something, don't believe exactly what you're seeing, put it to the spiritual test. But just make sure that you're on the right path in your life. That you're not on the wrong road, that you don't have no hatred in your heart. You're forgiven. You have no fear. You're not believing in other things, because if you're believing in other things, that means that you're not totally devoted 100% to Jesus Christ. So if it's something demonic and you have the spiritual openings, then guess what he's going to do? He's going to attack you spiritually. So listen here, viewers. The only way you can do this is with the love foundation, through forgiveness and believing in Jesus Christ. You can do it any other way. It's got to be done through Jesus Christ. In true faith and true belief. If you're not in that path, don't try to attempt to rebuke something if you have spiritual openings, because they can use the spiritual openings to attack you spiritually. A love foundation. Love foundation through forgiveness makes it love complete. In which when you forgive, you break generational curses, because that's how generational curses jump from generation to generation through unforgiveness, right? So you cut several of those generational curses, in which the demons can't follow follow you anymore, or affect you nor your next of kin, because you're making a spiritual stance. And by doing that, you have your love foundation gets stronger, then the Heavenly Father blesses you with a spiritual gift of discernment, in which that's going to assist you even more uh, spiritually, in which you're going to grow spiritually. And you're going to be able to see things that other people can't see. You're going to be able to identify when something's coming at you spiritually. And you're going to use the spiritual blessings, gifts, to overcome uh, your trials and tribulations in life. And you're going to do it through Jesus Christ. The same gifts that the apostles had. And it's not about an I thing, it's about through Jesus Christ. You remember when that apostle was told to Jesus told him, don't go to the foreign land. You're not ready to go over there. And the apostle didn't want to listen to him. I think was it Paul or Peter? I can't remember which apostle it was. He went to the foreign land, came back demonized. Uh, Jesus Christ had to get rid of the demons that had demonized him, because he wasn't ready for that. Yes, it was Paul. It was Paul. You gotta remember there was a lot of scriptures and everything that was erased from history, but I'm more sure within there it would explain a lot of things of the things that people are witnessing right now, that they are demonic in nature. But that's why we have Jesus Christ. We have a personal relationship with him, and he's able to guide us spiritually for us to understand how the spirit works. Uh, Once you know the spirit, then you'll be able to fight spiritually against other spirits. You got good spirits and you got the bad spirits. You'll be able to fight through the spiritual law. They have to identify themselves to you. I remember one time I was hearing all kinds of noises, growlings, at nighttime when I go investigate at night in Elms Grove. And I say, identify yourself. I had a EVP and I could just hear growlings, and I backed up. And I wasn't afraid, and I just started praying the Our Father. So when I debunked the recording, when I said identify yourself, it said the herd. So I say, okay, the herd, what does the herd mean? Well, they're not going to tell you, they're going to give you a hint of what they are, but they said the herd. Well, the herd will mean like the herd of pigs, which would mean legion. They're going to identify themselves, but if you're not spiritually smart to understand what they're trying to tell you who they are, you got to read in between the lines. So when they told me the herd, I already knew what I was dealing with. That meant legion, because that's the legion that Jesus Christ cast into the herd, or the swine, the herd of pigs. Oh, I'm just telling you, put it to the spiritual test. I mean, if you see something, the best way to find out what it is, uh, don't believe in it or what you're seeing. I'm just telling you, because they know. You don't have to say nothing. They know the spirit, right? Not that they're mind readers, they know the spirit. So once they see that you're believing in them, that's when they attack you spiritually. You're not going to see them no more, but they're going to attack you spiritually, unseen. Why am I saying this? Because I went through that in Elms Grove. I know people want to believe in other things. They want to believe in aliens. I'm just letting you know. I seen a reptilian. It looked like a reptilian. You know, it said they can manifest into anything. I put it to the spiritual test. Shook his hand. I could feel long fingers and like sharp claws. And I used my love foundation. I was looking right at him. You know, because I maintain my love foundation, and as my love foundation was strong at that time, you know what it always is. When I place hands with it, his skin started ripping from the sides. You could see something green and scalish. And then when he smiled, you could see the sharp teeth. You know, he had the manifestation of a man, and my love foundation started breaking through the manifestation. So then when I started praying, the Our Father within myself, he let go. But by then, the manifestation had completely been broken. Like the skin had really ripped from the sides, ripped from his forehead. You could see scales. You could see his eyes a certain color, the teeth, real sharp, skinny and sharp. Then he looked up to the sky and smiled. Do you think he looked to the sky and smiled because he was looking at the mothership to beam him up? No, he was looking at the sky, like letting Jesus Christ know, like, dang, you got a good person here that was able to identify who I was. Uh, but that one right there turned around and walked away from me, still in human form. But I ignored it. You know, I just like, yeah, whatever. You know, but there's the ones that I faced in Elms Grove. This happened in Elms Grove. Some tied by Rick and Jesus Christ, and they disappeared. But that one, it's like he wanted me to believe it was reptilian. He wanted me to be it was an alien. But I seen right through it. You know, first he wanted me to believe it was a human named Indiana. He was like 6'9". When he was running behind me, charging me, he didn't wasn't running like a human. The way his legs were moving. Then I seen the manifestation of the reptilian form. I said, okay, he's manifesting to look reptilian, so I can believe in it. And I said, no. I kept on praying to Our Father. That's where he looked up, and he just turned around. When he looked up, guess what he was doing? He was acknowledging the deliverance prayer. He acknowledged that I was praying within myself, the Our Father. That's where he looked up. Even they know. Doesn't matter what manifestation, they know. They know who the Heavenly Father is, and they know who Jesus Christ is. The Father, the Son, they know. Yeah. The demonic being, or it was a man turned to reptilian, knew what I was doing with my love foundation was strong. It broke his human appearance. Then as I started praying the deliverance prayer, the Our Father within myself, his whole manifestation started breaking. You know, that's what I knew, that it was demonic. Because if it was an alien, right, he's not gonna acknowledge the Heavenly Father, right? If it's an alien, so that's what I'm saying. It was demonic. Then he acknowledged the Our Father by looking up to the heavens and smiling. You could see all his teeth. He was smiling in the reptilian form, but he acknowledged the Our Father. Padre Pio, I don't know who he is. At one point in time, believe it or not, brothers and sisters, through my journey in life, when I was 17, uh, believe it or not, well, I'm gonna say this is the brotherhood, the priesthood wanted to recruit me to be a priest because I was going to retreats. Even though something bad had happened in my family, I'll get along with the people and I would listen to them and we would pray. And the priest there, the person in charge, he was seeing this, that I could get in touch with people. I could spiritually, somebody, I met all kinds of people that were having all kinds of problems and I helped them out spiritually. So the priesthood wanted to recruit me, wanted to take me in to be a priest. And I asked them a question. I asked them, if I joined the priesthood, would you help my brothers and sisters out? Because at the time I was taking care of my brother and sisters. I was all my brothers and sisters. And they said, no, we can't. We can only take care of you. And I said, well, then I can't join the priesthood. And they're like, why? Why don't you want to join the priesthood? Because I got to take care of my brothers and sisters. And even that, I don't think right now that my heart is ready to join the priesthood. Because at that time, I had a lot of anger and hatred and vengeance. So, but they wanted to recruit me to be a priest. Sometimes I'm the type of person that I look beyond my problems or what I'm going through. And because I'm a caring person and I listen to what people say to me and I help out people spiritually. That's what I do. Uh, I even had an opportunity to go to Shriner College, Kerrville, for cross country. I had a 4-year scholarship, but I had to give it up for my brothers and sisters. Years later on, it's when I joined the military. But I did what I had to do. I stepped up as a man when I had to step up as a man at a young age. And then I joined the military, and it took me somewhere else. But yes. Mm. It's not Shriner. It's just spelled differently. It was in Texas, near Corpus Christi. Well, actually, it was in Kerrville, Texas. This college. Uh, I was a good runner, long distance runner, but I didn't go that route. Dang, all the trolls are coming out, and my moderators are tearing it up. I need to get you a little sound effect, so when you get rid of them, you go. Trrr, make the little noise like from Star Wars. The with a lightsaber. And the trolls are coming out now. We've been going on for 2 hours and 34 minutes. And it is 4:01 in the morning. But, I don't want to keep y'all too much up. Dan Mentenix said, only the shadows of my friends. And he's timed out. Yeah, that I think what's in the corner of the cop guy was here with another profile. That's why I was saying what I was saying earlier. But I don't want to keep y'all too much awake. I just want to say thank you, moderators, for booting out the trolls tonight. Thank you for those that have tuned in. If anybody wants to go one-on-one here with me tomorrow night, whoever's interested in sharing their story of what they're going through, contact me, and I'll make it happen here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. And you can share your story to the viewers that are viewing here. Whoever's interested in it, let me know. In saying that, uh, God bless you, your families. Remember to always maintain the Love Foundation. And whenever you're going through something, no matter what it is, remember to call upon Jesus Christ to assist you spiritually, because he's just waiting for you to call upon him to help you out of whatever you're going through, whether it's something spiritual, something physical. Pray to him. He will listen to your prayers and assist you spiritually. Abe Cias on Facebook. I'm on Facebook under Abe Cias, ABESIAS. Hit me up on Messenger, and I'll set it up where, whenever I do go live, I'll contact you through Messenger and I'll send you a link so we can hook up here one-on-one. Good night, Primo Jesse Carvajal. Thank you for moderating for me, booting out the trolls. Sister Ivy Ramirez, thank you. Yes, whoever wants to share their stories, hit me up on Messenger under ABESIAS, ABESIAS, and we'll make it happen. Whoever wants to be I know a cousin Jesse, he's been here already once. We've done a live together, but whoever wants to do a live with me, share your experiences of what you've been through in life, and we'll talk, and we'll make it happen. Because we know that people are interested in all this. In saying that, God bless you. Buenas noches, or should I say good morning? Where's my cup of coffee? Good morning, because it's already 4 in the morning. Oh, well, James Padre Pio. I don't know who Padre Pio is. Good night, everybody. Or good morning. Peace out.